What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video and happy Sunday to you all. Today we're going to be doing a market analysis on the Scarlet and Violet era. We're going to be looking at different changes in the market and possibly spot maybe some plays, maybe some opportunities for us to make something happen, I guess. But yeah, with the first thing we're going to start with here is the Black Bolt Elite Trainer Box. One thing I will say is that these are the ones, I guess these newer sets are the ones that are the most alarming, right? Guys are always looking for a different place to make, different opportunities to invest, and just trying to make something happen, right? Clearly, we can see this chart here. The demand for this set is not crazy, right? We're talking about a specialty set where there are no booster boxes. This is the equivalent of a booster box for the specialty set, and we don't see it going crazy. There isn't a lot of hype for it. Just a little over a week after its release, and sales are dropping like immensely, like so bad. And this is something to be really aware of when it comes to trying to make investments. This is one of the sets that I think we will finally see sitting on the shelves at some point. And if we actually look here on this Reddit post, this was only 2 days ago, literally a week after its release, and it was already sitting on shelves. This is an insane amount of product sitting on shelves. The fact that this is happening a week after release kind of tells you what to expect from the set. Maybe it'll age well later on. I would think that if we're thinking long term, that means that these younger generations that maybe can't afford to buy this product now, when the time comes 5 years from today, maybe they'll definitely want to pick this set up from someone. It's a possibility, but as we know, with any investment we make in the Pokemon hobby, there's always some kind of a risk. I know most of the time it doesn't feel like a risk, but in reality, there is some kind of a risk. At some point, this could all come crashing down, right? So that's something to consider right now. The same thing with White Flare. The demand isn't really there for it at the moment. Some of the cards, they are cool, but it's just not so nostalgic, at least not enough for people to really go in on these sets and invest or buy. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You know, it is a specialty set. If this was prismatic, right, and if this was on the shelf, I can promise you this would just be a fight for all these ETBs. There'd be elbows thrown, possibly fists being thrown. Like, we've seen it already. There's many videos. If this was prismatic, they'd be fighting over it, like literally. So keep that in mind when thinking about investing into Black Bolt White Flare. If you can get a few for MSRP and you just want to have a few ETBs, you know, just to sit around, that's not a problem. But I would not recommend really going in heavy on a set like this. So just keep that in mind. I know it's a new set, but still, being that it's a new set, there should be a massive amount of hype behind it, and there isn't. Now we'll move on to the next one. Destined Rivals, the king of the Scarlet and Violet era. I remember making a video saying that Destined Rivals is the best set in the Scarlet and Violet era, and I know a lot of people didn't agree, but the numbers show. Forget about Paldea Evolved for a second. Paldea Evolved is way older than Destined Rivals, and when it had this much time out on release, it didn't do this. Of course, the hype wasn't there when Paldea Evolved released, but even once the hype came around, it didn't jump up to this. This set is just a whole nother beast. This set is going to age well. It's already showing you, like, the market's already showing you what it wants, and it's going to age extremely well. The fact that it's supposed to be a rocket set, it's got Mewtwo, it's got Giovanni. We all know, guys, like, just your gut kind of tells you this is what we've been wanting. Maybe we didn't get the SIRs that we wanted, but this set, with the sales that we've had, with the way that it's blowing up, it's just selling out in places. Yeah, this is going to be the #1 set in the Scarlet and Violet era. This will be the most valuable set, and it's already showing you where it's projecting to be. This is happening. This $300 price is happening, even though it's clear in the reprint window because it just came out. it's going to be reprinted for the next 2 years, possibly. That's if they reprint booster boxes, right? Because even though they reprint product, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be making booster boxes. It could be coming, it could be ETBs, it could just be a whole bunch of collection boxes, it could be booster bundles left and right. It does not mean that it's going to be a booster box. Of course, the booster box holds a premium over every other product. So, but looking at some of the sales on eBay, of course, like I said, it's all heading up to that $300 mark. It says $275 here, but you also got to include the delivery. You got to include the tax as well. This is well over $300. This is an accepted offer. I don't know what was up with this one, why it went so low. Maybe this guy was just trying to unload this. Maybe he was a new seller. Who knows? This I don't understand right here though. Sealed case, $2,687 and $272 shipping from the UK. This makes no sense. Maybe somebody wanted a sealed case that badly. That's crazy. That's $3,000. That's $3,000 for a sealed case of Destined Rivals. But there isn't much on the market. Like eBay hasn't had much. Like you keep scrolling, and I looked for booster boxes and I searched it up, and I still got everything else instead because there just aren't that many sales. Luckily by me, if I really wanted to buy something, my LGSs have it, and there are sales on Facebook actually below market, which is pretty crazy. Destined Rivals, like I said, the king of the era. I would not look past this. If you could possibly get something on the market, it's going to be really, really hard. People want to make money, but I'm pretty sure you can talk them down. Talk to them on Facebook. Just give it a shot. The worst thing they can say is no, right? Because that $300 mark, you know, the higher you go with this price set, like sitting at this $300 mark, the higher you go, the higher at risk you are to possibly losing out on like some money on this set. But it's also unlikely. I mean, I think this is going to be the best set in the era. I think this is like a for sure win, especially in the long term, which is really what I focus on. The short term plays are kind of erratic plays, I think, in my opinion. You know, people mess around with a lot of volatile things when they go for the short term. They want something that spikes up right away, which usually when something spikes up, it comes right back down. So keep that in mind. Another one, the next one, Journey Together, surprising a lot of people. This is the non-enhanced booster box sitting at $241. I know this chart looks a little messed up. Just go to 6 months and you still get the same thing. It's just a little more zoomed out. It's been climbing for some time now, guys. A little over a month where it's been on this uptrend here, and it's been working its way up. I'm not surprised. Journey Together is better than Scarlet Violet base. It's better than Paradox Rift. It's better than Stellar Crown, and it's for sure better than Obsidian. I mean, the next competitor there, I think, to it would be Temporal Forces, and for some people, this set is better than Temporal Forces. So I'm not surprised that it's at the price point that it's at right now. I think it's going to stabilize somewhat around here, unless people start to FOMO because some of these boxes are scarce. This is the non-enhanced one, which people haven't gotten their hands on, I guess. But I expect it to stabilize real soon. I don't expect it to shoot up to 250, 260, 270 range. If it does, it does. The market's going to do what it does. If the market starts to FOMO, then that's going to happen. But I don't expect it to. I just don't see that really happening. And then the enhanced box sitting at $215. Once again, go to the 6 month. It's also been working on a slight uptick. It's not crazy like the non-enhanced box because people are thinking that the non-enhanced is more scarce than the enhanced box. I don't see that happening. There's been a lot of speculation, a lot of things been talked about where the enhanced box will not get reprinted again. I mean, it kind of makes sense to me. It'd be easier for Pokemon to print the non-enhanced boxes as opposed to printing the enhanced. It would just make sense to me. It's easier for them. They could keep putting out the same product. It's the same MSRP cost, or to them at least. But we'll have to see in the future. But still, it's working its way up. Journey Together, keep an eye on it, I would say. Prismatic Evolutions, like I said before, if it gets put on a shelf, people are fighting for it. Right now, there have been a lot of reprints, right? And this is what the reprint does. It drops it from 110 to 105, and even before that, when it first hit Costco with those Costco bundles, this was the time where it went just under $100. But once that got bought out, like it went right back over $100 from 105 to 110. It's really been sitting around that area. Right here, we're at $103.27. But the next sale right here is at 105. Everything else below that, if I were to check, I'm pretty sure they're at either 105 or higher. Actually, they're subbing at like 94. I don't know what these are. 0% sales, 0% nothing. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. We're gonna have the Sam's Club bundle as well drop. We'll have to see what the market does with that. I don't think it's gonna drop too much. It might drop under $100 again. Actually, look, I refreshed and market went to 100. Like I said, it might drop under $100 again. That's all reprint talk and actual product hitting the market that's dropping that price. When Sam's Club does hit, it'll probably drop under $100. But I just don't know how long they'll last. That market's gonna eat it up. People have been dying to get their hands on Prismatic. I have a feeling it's gonna go under 100 again and then back right over it again. The market's just so crazy for Prismatic. It's so hard to get. That's just the truth. Surging Sparks, sitting at $240. This chart is been on quite of a roller coaster. Each time it has been reprint talk. Whenever a reprint has come by, like at any point where a reprint has hit, this box has dropped dramatically. I mean, like more than any other product I've seen so far. Some of them drop a little bit. Maybe they'll chop $10, $15. Just like Prismatic. Prismatic dropped from, what was it, 110 to $110. This thing dropped from 250 down to 220. Just under 220. It went back up to like 240 again and dropped below 220 again. Now it's back to 240 and we're back here again at $240. I guess until another reprint hits and we possibly hit something below 220 again. It's so crazy. This chart looks insane the way that it's just doing that. Every time a reprint has hit, it's just spiked down, like dropped straight down and then spiked right back up, which is pretty crazy. Like I said, once the market, this market is so crazy right now. This is not your regular market. Product gets eaten up and people want to profit. They're not going to sell it for, they're not going to keep it at $220. It's not happening. Stellar Crown. Stellar Crown surprisingly on an uptick right now as well. Stellar Crown not being one of the greatest investments in my opinion. The fact that the SIRs aren't even at the top of the card value list, I think that says a lot. You have the Squirtle and the Bulbasaur, which are amazing cards, but they're IRs. They're much easier to pull. They're not, the top cards in the set are not hard to pull. You have the Terapagos, which people aren't liking so much. I think it's third, right behind the Bulbasaur. And after that, I can't remember if it was a trainer card that came right after, but just the set's not that strong. I think number 4 was the Dash One, sitting at like $21 last I checked. Yeah, I don't think this is one of the greatest investments. I mean, at some point, somebody's going to want that Squirtle and that Bulbasaur. People will buy it in the future. You know, it will grow in value over time. It'll just take a lot more time for that to happen. Definitely would not recommend Stellar Crown. But, you know, if you really like it and you believe in it, of course, you can make that play. Next is Twilight Masquerade. Now, Twilight Masquerade was moving like a freight train. This thing was moving like a straight up freight train. It did not stop. It kept going until it finally hit this high of $284, which is insane. $284. I mean, in my opinion, it's Twilight, Surging Sparks, and Destined Rivals, the top 3 main sets in the Scarlet and Violet era. I don't see any other surpassing those. That's just what I think. Twilight with that Greninja, pushing it. The Eevee, you know, I think that this is going to be one of the top 3 hitters in Scarlet and Violet when we see that in the long term. $277. It dropped a little bit, but then it just stabilized right away. I don't see this really dropping too much. I'm hoping that we get reprints on it so that we could get better entry points. But at $277 or $280, whatever it was, I don't see that a great price point to enter into something like this that's still in the reprint window. It's just not worth it. You're gonna go ahead and possibly pay $280 for it and have it dip down, and then it's still gonna take time for it to come back up, come across that point where you decided to buy at, to then make a profit. I don't see that to be the smartest move. I'd rather wait for this one. I'd rather wait for the reprint. Hopefully I don't know what's gonna happen actually. Hopefully they just do reprint booster boxes. That's really the thing. It's not just product. Next, Temporal Forces. Now, Temporal Forces, I think, has surprised a lot of people. The fact that for the last month and a half, it's been on an uptick, down from like 215. I thought it was gonna stay down here actually before. I thought it was gonna stay like around 210, and it like just has been creeping up. It's been working its way up. 230, 231. I mean, like I said, the market's just showing you I see that people believe in this set. I have a few boxes. I don't have too many. I do like the set. The question is, are people gonna like the future Pokemon in the future and maybe 5 years from now? But it's still a really nice set. It's got the Raging Bolt, the Walking Wake, the Iron Boulder is really nice in there. There's some nice cards in there. They really are. The Gouging Fire is pretty nice as well. The Ghastly is one of my favorite cards in the era. Too bad they didn't have an actual Gengar, because I have the Morty's Conviction. Still pretty cool with the Gengar in the background. I'm not gonna lie, there are some nice cards in here. Some people doubt it, and maybe it's not a set that's getting talked about as much as others. Maybe that's why it's not getting, you know, bought out so much, because people really do follow hype. That's one of the things in this hobby. You could have a great set, and the moment you have a group of people, mainly YouTubers, because they influence a lot of people, YouTubers have followers, people tend to take their word all the time, and if they tell you this set is no good, it's over. Like, they definitely ignore the set, and that's just how they go about it. Look at Paradox Rift and Obsidian Flames. Even though they're not the greatest sets, they were completely ignored, and out of nowhere, people start saying Paradox Rift is a great set. It's got a ton of IRs and SIRs. It's just loaded with beautiful cards, and out of nowhere, it starts getting bought. Pushes the box to over $200. I have one Paradox Rift box, and I bought it in December for $110, guys. $110, when everybody hated the set. Now somehow there are people that love it. Next, Paldean Fates Elite Trainer Box, $204. Now this is an amazing set. That Bubble Mew, possibly one of the best cards in the era, if not the best. Really cool illustration. I love that card. I pulled it myself. It was a great experience. I love that card. Like, I really wanted it so bad. That one, the Charizard, is really cool. Whenever you get a shiny Charizard, that's like a staple. It's always gonna stick out. It's way better than the Obsidian Flames Charizard. That shiny Charizard is sick. Like, I don't see anyone disliking that card. And the Gardevoir is amazing as well. This set is one that you should definitely be trying to get into. Right now, of course, we're at its all-time high. I don't know if maybe this is the greatest idea to invest in an all-time high, but I don't see this set coming back down. I don't see Elite Trainer boxes hitting shelves. I've only seen booster bundles and 3-pack blisters. That's all I've seen. And I've seen a ton of those. Like, I've actually seen a shelf full of bundles and blisters for the Paldean Fates, but no Elite Trainer boxes whatsoever. Like, none in sight. And it's been like that for a good while now. If you can get your hands on some Elite Trainer boxes for maybe a decent price, I would definitely go into it. This is one of the sets that I would definitely recommend. I mean, I think most people are recommending this, right? It's this, Destined Rivals, and 151, and Prismatic, of course. Those are like the obvious plays. But being that it's the obvious play, I think it just makes sense to find a way to get into this set. Whether it's booster bundles, 3-pack blisters, I think that it's worth it. People are going to want to pull that Bubble Mew. Bubble Mew is one of the all-time favorites. They're going to want it. Bubble Mew, it really stands out of all the Mews, like all the illustrations. Definitely one to be looking out for. Next, Paradox Rift. Like I said, this box right here, it kind of reminds me of Stellar Crown, right? It's there, it's at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to the Scarlet and Violet era. What do you got? You got an IR once again leading the charge. That Groudon is a really nice card, but once again, it's an IR. It's going to be much easier to pull than the Altaria, than the Roaring Moon in there. I mean, it's just what it is. That's why this set's doing what it's doing. I mean, there are some nice cards in there. The Garchomp it doesn't even look great. I mean, I don't know what that illustration, what was the point of that? It looks like a full art card. That's what it looks like. It doesn't even look like an SIR. They did a horrible job with that Garchomp, in my opinion. The Roaring Moon is a really nice card. It's got a lot going on in the background. I love that card. The Altaria is also a beautiful card, but once again, the top card is an IR. People aren't valuing these IRs in this set, and it shows. It really shows when you look at these and you have something like the Iron Valiant as an SIR. Some people don't like these future Pokemon. They don't. I mean, at least not yet. You don't know what the crowd is going to be like 5 years from now. The younger generations, 5 years from now, when they can finally afford to put money into the hobby, they may want Paradox Rift. We just don't know. That's the gamble. That's the gamble you take. You don't know what's going to be hot in 5 years. You don't. Sitting at $215 at market. It also, it came up a little bit. It was sitting right above $200. It came up, it's starting to flatten out, but it flattened out real quick. It went from 205 to 215 or 18 and then dropped down to 215 again. That's the thing with this set. There aren't many believers in this set. This is the confidence. This is the lack of confidence in this product. It only rose up $10 and it flattened out right away. And Scarlet and Violet has been on a uptick for the last like month already. You've got everything that has been rising. Some things maybe they stagnated or flattened out, but that's Twilight Masquerade at its all-time high. That's Surging Sparks at an all-time high after 2 reprints and constant rumors of reprints. Like, and those are some of the best sets in the era. Now, this one, it's just not doing it at all. Market does not have confidence in this set, and I don't blame them. I have 1 box of Paradox Rift and Stellar Crown. I literally bought each at $110. And I only have 1. And I honestly don't need any more. That's just what it is. I mean, if I could buy them at $110 again, I would. But I would not go in. I would not even buy one for $205, even if it hits $250 in a month. It doesn't matter to me. I just don't believe in the product. You know, Pokemon is this investing area of Pokemon is all speculative. Like, you have to use your best judgment, think about what people like and dislike, and that's what you got to go with. And now, the booster boxes on eBay, like, even though the market went to 215, you can still find them on eBay for even less than that. Just nothing amazing. You got a sealed case selling for $1,500, 210, 230. Might be a little FOMO right there, but aside from that, nothing crazy. 210, another 230, which is rare. I haven't seen too many of those. That's just today, but before today there weren't any of those. That's for sure. 151 is a complete monster. Here we are, 151, complete monster. This is the regular Elite Training Box. I'm not looking at the Pokemon Center one because the Pokemon Center Elite Training Boxes are a whole different topic on its own. Like, every single box performs differently because of that stamp promo. So that's a whole different thing in my opinion. Like, it's its own category. Now it's sitting at $276. This thing has been flying, completely flying. It's like, I don't even know what's happening here. I don't know how it's making such a jump. Like, this is more, it seems like more of an organic uptrend here. Like, this, the way this just shot up right here looks a little out of the ordinary to me. That's just what it is. I mean, some people, you know, they want to claim they know market better than others. That's really not true. This is not how this works here. But yeah, you can find some deals, guys. We're talking about bids. A bid here at 190. This is already at 250. But you can find them on auctions. There are definitely auctions. I believe I saw some already sold, some sold items already that might have been below market, if I remember correctly. Where is it? I had it here. Here we go. This was just at market at 270, 280. But this is 280 with other products mixed in there, guys. So this is definitely below market. 275 at auction. I don't know why you would be at an auction buying something at market, because product is everywhere. You might as well just buy it straight up. This is slightly below market right now. This one went below market. Of course, there was an offer accepted. Good for that person. 275 again, 240. Yeah, I think these are the sales or the deals you really want to buy into, because that 151, like, I don't have an ETB. I'd like to have one just as a display piece, but I don't want it for $300. It's just not happening. If I can work out a deal with someone, I'll get one. But $300? Nah, that's not for me. I'm sorry. This is what I mean. You know, people claim they understand market. There are people controlling these prices, and of course, if people want to buy, they'll buy it. But the fact that market is sitting at 276 and then somebody will come and list it almost $20 above market. I mean, this is what I mean here. Like, but it is what it is. Like I said, people will buy what they'll buy. Next, Obsidian Flames. Obsidian Flames finally, like, I'm happy about this, what happened here on this chart. The fact that it dropped from $250 down to $228 now, I mean, this is what should have happened. This set is not an amazing set. I don't care that it has Charizard in it. It is not an amazing set. It is a small set. It is not better than Journey Together. It only got bought out here for that TCG player mayhem event they had there, and people clearly manipulated this price. People don't want to admit there was manipulation. People think that manipulation doesn't exist, but it does. I promise you it does. Now, let me refresh this because I had this page up a few hours ago. Let's see if it dropped any lower. No, it's still there at 228, but it's coming back down to earth. This set is not worth $250. You guys should not be buying at these prices for Obsidian Flames. It's just a set that it's just not worth it. It doesn't have enough in this set for it to merit $250. No way. No way, no how. It's just not happening. I'd pay the max, maybe like $215 for this box. Personally, I already had opportunities to buy at $215. That's all I'd pay for it. That's how I feel about it. The Charizard is worth like $60 right now, sometimes $55. People aren't valuing the cards in the set. No reason why the box should be at $250. Let's move on. Paldea Evolved. Now, I did want to talk about Paldea Evolved. Why? Because there were rumors, right? Rumors of reprints, supposedly confirmed. But what was confirmed, right? We had this post. And you guys have to be careful when you hear rumors like these, because this was what it was. Whatever. Pokénotify will do whatever they'll do. It doesn't matter to me what they do. I just know that I'm going to pay attention and I'm going to use my brain when it comes to these things. I saw this post on Instagram. I actually asked them. I said, hey, are you guys trying to tell me that booster boxes are confirmed to being reprinted? They said, no, it's just a poster. It's just a nice image that we put together. Those are not being reprinted. The only thing that's confirmed is sleeved packs. Are you kidding me? The only thing you confirmed being reprinted is sleeved packs, and you put booster bundles, ETBs, and booster boxes on this image right here just to make it look good. Like, that's just false information, right? And now you got to be careful when you see something like that, and maybe it'll make you sell, maybe because you want to profit on it, and then maybe buy it again at a cheaper price. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Paldea Evolved. You can sell right now if you want to invest into something else like Destined Rivals. Maybe I think Destined Rivals is going to reach a much higher premium than Paldea Evolved will, but just be careful with rumors you hear. Those rumors were just rumors, is all they were. You could have saw that, thought to yourself, I'm going to sell. And the truth is that the only thing that was confirmed were sleeved booster packs. And it's just sad that somebody can go ahead and put a post out like that and say that they're getting reprinted. And then not even have a nice description to tell you exactly what it was. They'll just leave it there plain like that so that you could just assume and let your imagination run wild. That's like just not right in my opinion. Next, what do we have? The last but not least, I guess, Scarlet and Violet base booster box. Now, it seems like there is some FOMO happening right now around this box because this box has been sitting at $200 for some time. As a matter of fact, on Facebook and eBay, I can find this box for about $190, $195, $200. Somehow, market's already at $215. They're selling it for a little under $215 here, $217, whatever it was. But look, most recent sale, $224. $224. That is FOMO. Everywhere else I look, I can get it well on the market. Like I said, $190, $195, or $200. Right? We look at eBay here. You've got a bid going on at $148. Not one person has bid. You got one at $180 here. Not one person has bid. I guess 207 here, just below market still. $10 below market. Yeah, I don't see why TCG Player has market sitting at $217. I think it's a little odd. One thing to be aware of, guys, too, is that TCG Player, you know, it builds the place for manipulation to happen. The fact that we have a chart here that tracks price is what allows the manipulation to happen in this market so easily, because the moment people buy things out, they can affect this chart directly and impact what you perceive to be the market price or what it should be. And so you should just be aware of that. You know, like I said, I always tell you guys to, you know, look at TCG Player. Maybe you could look at your market price here, but always cross-reference. Go to eBay, go to Facebook Marketplace and see what people are actually trying to sell it for. Not only that, see how much you can negotiate it down to. They can have it there for $200. You can probably get them down to at least $190. And on top of that, if it's Facebook, that means you can meet them in person. You can inspect the box yourself and pay cash, no tax, no delivery fee, nothing. So yeah, guys, always keep that in mind. That's for sure. But I think there are a few things that we could look into, maybe possibly going into in the future. And I think that's simply the boxes that are the hottest. And it's just what it is. As of right now, the only things that are not shooting up in price are the things that really aren't worth it. The market's showing you the things that are not going to be so well appreciated in the future. And like I said, that's also speculation, because we don't know what's going to happen 5 years from now. We don't know what the crowd is going to be like. We don't know what's going to be hot. If people start to go crazy over Groudon, that Paradox Rift box is going to go crazy. You know, it's just what it is. So, but with that being said, guys, I hope you guys found some value in this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe out there. Peace.